I can tell you right now, if it's a loan or a car payment, credit card, or a mortgage, it will be on the test. Let's see what this one. Oh, yeah. This is a good test question. Compare the monthly payments and loan costs, blah, 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 blah. Okay. You need a $90,000 loan. Okay. So let's go ahead and go to the whiteboard. And here we go. And they're going to want you to compare the two. And we did this in class, but I think we did it with a car payment, didn't we? I can't remember. I remember doing 15-year and 30-year. Do y'all remember that? Or was it a car payment like 3 years and 6 years? Anybody remember? Say again?
You did the car payment.
Okay. I did a car payment with 3 years and 6 years probably. And of course, it's better to make a bigger payment if you can, because you don't pay as much interest. But both are a $90,000 loan. And T over here is equal to what? 15-year or 30-year? And T over here is equal to 15 years. 30-year, R is equal to 0.0565. R is equal to 0.0565. And over here, R is equal to 0.0525. And N is equal to 12 because we're talking about monthly payments. And there is your numbers to plug and chug. Now, instead of going through the course, I think I gave y'all, hold on a second. I can't work my mouse this morning. Let's go. I'm trying to see what I gave y'all files. Did I give y'all? I guess I didn't. Trying to see if I gave y'all. There you are, files. Did I give y'all a depression formula on a word processor, or did I just give y'all? I'm looking. Of course, y'all not going to tell me, so I don't see it. I thought I gave y'all one, but anyway, I'll just pull it up. And I'm just going to view an example so I can pull up the formula right quick. Here it is. There it is right there. So I'm going to write it down. Payment is equal to P times R over N over 1 minus, and remember, I don't like the negative exponent, so I'm going to put a 1 over it. And that's 1 plus R over N raised to the NT power. Okay, for those of you that you remember, I changed mine a little bit and also told you to write in terms of real world, not this book, because this book sucks. Payment equals P times R over N over 1 minus 1 plus R over N raised to the NT power. Okay, plug and chug. Now I'm going to go ahead and plug everything in, but I'm not going to write all the different steps. I'm going to do it in my calculator. So payment is equal to 90,000 times 0.0565 divided by 12 over 1 minus 1 over 1 plus 0.0565 divided by 12 raised to the NT. Well, 12 times, that's 360. So that should be that one. And then over here, payment is equal to 90,000 or 0.0525 divided by 12 over 1 minus 1 over 1 plus 0.0525 divided by 12 raised to the 12 times 15. Well, 15 times 10 is 150 plus 30 is 180. Somebody check my math.
You're correct.
Okay, now start plugging and chugging. I'm going to pull up my handy dandy calculator. While y'all were talking, while y'all were computing.
The only problem with the 360 and the 180 is that for both of those, I got a negative.
Well, that means probably you're not doing something right in your calculator.
Oh, okay.
Which is normal because, and that's a good thing. If you don't know how to use your calculator, that's not a bad thing. Okay, I would much rather have a class full of people that don't know how to use their calculator versus people that flip it around like a basketball on their finger. Those are the ones that don't have any critical thinking skills. All right, so I don't know how I did that. There we go. All right, I'm going to read my... Okay, here we go. First of all, that 0.0565 over 12, let's do that first. So 0.05, and that's not going to help, 0.0565 divided by 12 is that number, and I'm going to multiply that by 90,000, and that's going to be my numerator. So the numerator for the 30 year is 423.75. Now I'm going to write that down. Payment is equal to 423.75. But in my calculator, I'm going to stow it. Stow alpha n for numerator. And that takes care of my numerator. Now over here, I got it written down. There it is right there, 423.75. All right, now let's do the bottom. First of all, I'm going to do the denominator, that 0.0565. I'm going to do that first, add it to 1, divide by 1, raise it to 360, and 1 minus that. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So 0.0565, let me clear all this. 0.0565 divided by 12 plus 1, and I'm going to divide 1 by that number. And I'm going to raise that to the 360th power. And I'm going to subtract that from 1. I got 0.8155 whatever. I'm going to stow alpha denominator, D. Now, $90,000 for 30 years at about 5 or 6% interest, that's going to be well over $1,000 a month. And I know that because I borrowed money at 4% interest for my house, and it was, but since it's 90,000, probably half that, so it might not be 1,000, maybe about 600 or 800, but we'll see. Clear, clear, and that's going to be alpha N for numerator divided by alpha D for denominator. And I get a monthly payment of $519.51. $519.51 per month. And what is alpha D, so I can put that in the 0.815, 0.815, ... Now, how many payments do we have? Well, it says 360 payments right there. So we're going to take that 519 and multiply that by 360. And let's see how much we really paid for the house after 30 years. So 519.51 times 360. So for a $90,000 loan, after 30 years, we paid $187,000 for that $90,000 loan. And what's the D stand for? Depression. So 519.51 times 360 payments is equal to $187,023.60. So basically, you paid $187,000 for a $90,000 loan. What do you think about that? Oh, come on. Nobody's going to say a word?
It's depressing.
There you go. And they don't want you to know this when you're in high school, you know, before you go out and either go to college or before you go out, make decisions on what you need to do to live and make a decision about your major, your career versus going to, you know, be a cashier the rest of your life. They don't make these decisions. You don't make these decisions because you don't know this crap. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I think you should have at least 2 years of business math before you graduate high school. But the government wouldn't like that at all. All right. So let's do the other one now. Let's do this side. Everybody ready? All right. Yeah, settle down, y'all. So clear, clear, clear. All right, I can slide this over and you can follow this with me. Let me move it over just a little bit so you can see. Okay, right about there. All right, so I'm going to take 0.0525 divided by 12, and I'm going to multiply that by 90,000. And that's going to give me 393.75. Payment equals 393.75, and that's the numerator. So I'm going to stow alpha in and clear and clear. And now I'm going to do this down here. Now watch how I do it so you don't screw it up. I'm going to do this first, then I'm going to add it to 1. Then I'm going to raise that to the 1/80th power. Then I'm going to divide that into 1. And I'm going to subtract this number from 1. So I'm working my way inside out. So 0.05 25 divided by 12. And I'm going to add that to 1. And I'm going to raise that to the 180th power. And I'm going to divide 1 by that number, second. Subtraction symbol, it says answer, take the last answer. And I'm going to subtract that from 1. Second answer. So that's my denominator, 0.544 ... And I'm going to stow alpha denominator. Clear, clear. Now I'm going to take alpha n divided by alpha d. And that is a monthly payment of $723. $723.49. And multiply that by 180 payments. And how much did you pay for a 15-year loan of $90,000? $130,000. You paid $130,228.19 for a loan of $90,000. Now we can easily take 90,000 and divide it by second answer and multiply that by 100. Wait a minute, no, that wouldn't be right. You got to take the interest. Well, you can say 69%. Yeah. And over here, you take, that's 69%. And over here, you take 90,000 and divide it by 187,023. No, that's not right. I must have typed something in wrong. 90,000 divided by 130,228. 130,228. It'd be better if you got the interest. Let's do that. Let's do the interest. So that would be 187,023. 187,023 minus 90,000. So how much interest did you pay? You paid $97,023 interest. It's almost $100,000 interest. $97,023 in interest. And over here, 130,228, 130,228 minus 90,000, 40,228. So over here versus 90,000, I'm sorry, 40,228 interest. Now, I'm no rocket scientist, but I think it'd be better to try to make that extra $200 payment. You know, wouldn't you? But that's why they don't teach you this stuff in high school. Don't you think you'd make better decisions in high school and college if you knew this stuff before you graduated?
Definitely.
Yes.
I think a lot of people would. But
Time to
just-
review the whole test.
I'm sorry, what?
Are we gonna have time to review the whole test?
Probably not. But we can go through and see it right quick. So anyway, let me go through and look at the test. There we go. I ain't got but about 15 minutes, so we'll just skip the bonuses, and you need to write down just write down what types of questions. We're not going to be able to go through and do it. So just write down the types of questions. Okay. All right, that's worthless. That's bonus. Bonus. Okay, compound interest. Okay, I'm going to write down the compound interest formula for you. We're not going to do it, but I'm going to write it down for you. A is equal to P 1 plus R over N raised to the NT power. And I'll write down the stuff for you. 8,000. 1 plus 0.02 divided by monthly compounding divided by 12. 12 times 15. And that's what you would type into the calculator. And your answer would be greater than what? More than $8,000. Because if you put money into a bank and you get it out 15 years later and you get less than 8,000, you've been taken for a ride, and somebody has stolen money from you. Next. Next. Suppose you are 30 years old and would like to retire at 60. Furthermore, you would like to have a retirement fund from which you can draw an annual income or an income of $150,000 per year forever. We did one like this, y'all remember? Because there's a step you have to do before you start this, and that is you have to divide 150,000 by what? Look in your notes. We did one like this because I made sure that you highlighted the word forever. And I said the first thing you got to do is divide the money amount, the desired amount, by what? Y'all even listen to what I talk about in class or what?
I'm looking through my notes.
Okay, thank you. I'm glad somebody's looking. It's in the depression, not the depression, it's in the C, I think C, 4C. Well, you're going to divide by the rate, which is 0.07. And take your handy dandy calculator. And that's going to be, I'm trying to find the calculator, 150,000 divided by 0.07. So how much do you need to have in your retirement fund after so many years? You have to have $2,142,857.14. Well, hell, you might as well say 2,143,000. That's how much you need to have you need to have this in your retirement after so many years. Okay? And I think they asked that, but that's not, because you're going to put that into the payment. You need to know what the payment is. And there's a formula I gave you for that. It's in your notes. And the amount for P or A is 2,143,000. So you're going to use 2,143,000 or this number, whichever one you want to use. And it will give you a payment, a monthly payment to achieve 2,143,000. Now you've got the formula for this in your notes. Okay, I just wanted to reiterate, if you're talking about forever, you've got to take the desired amount, $150,000 check, and divide it by the rate. And that gives you the nest egg. This is right here is the nest egg. So, if you want to retire with a decent retirement, what are you going to have to put? You're going to have to put away at least $2 or $3 million. Another thing to make a good decision off of when you graduate high school. Next. 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 Oops. Let's skip that one. Compound interest again. So you got 2 compound interests so far. Determine how much of the total loan payment applies toward a principal, blah, blah, blah. A mortgage, we just did this one. 105, so you're borrowing 105,508 at a rate R of 0.031 for 15 years. And they want to know what's the loan payment. So they want to know what is the monthly loan payment. So N is equal to 12. And you punch that through. And let's see. Okay. You subtract 105 from what you get. And that's going to be this number right here. Okay, so that's the mortgage. We just did that one. Savings plan. You put $300 per month. Now this one is the one, remember, N4C. N4C, I told you there was 2 types of problems. Can anybody tell me what the 2 types are? In 4C, I told you there was 2 types of problems. One,
payment
yes.
unknown?
Yep, payment known. And payment not known. Now, we already been through payment not known. Okay, that was the one where you had to take $150,000 and divide by 0.07 to get the nest egg. And take that nest egg and plug that into the formula, and you get a payment. Payment equals so much per month. Okay, so we already went over that type. This one, the other formula in 4C, is the payment known, and you got a monthly payment of $300 per month. So this one is the other formula in 4C. You put $300 a month in an investment. How much money will you have after 16 years? Compare this to the deposits you made over the 16 years. So here you would get the nest egg. You would do the $300 a month in the formula. T is equal to 16, R is equal to 0.055. I'm just writing down some things for you. And N is equal to 12. And you would plug that into the formula, and then you would get the nest egg. That's the answer. Okay, then they say, the B part says, how much money do you have in it? Well, you would take 16 times 12 and multiply that by 300. That's how many payments. Multiply this together, and that's your payments. The number of payments, and multiply that by 300. So 16 times 12, and then multiply that by 300, and that's how much money you have in the nest egg. Okay. So 16 times 12, let's see. Hold on a second. 12 times 12 is 144, right? And 4 times 144, is it 188? I don't know. Somebody check me. What's 16 times 12? I say it's 188. I may be off.
192.
Okay, I suck. 192 times 3. Somebody tell me what that is. Please.
57,600.
57,600. That's how much you've got in the nest egg. That's your money. And this is going to be more than that, because this is going to have 5% interest, almost 6% interest at 16 years. So this is going to be a whole lot more than 57,000. Okay, that's what you got into it. Okay, so that's the other type. Payment not known is when there's the problem we did a while ago, or the one that we looked at a while ago. This is the payment known, 300 per month. And I gave you the two formulas in 4C. So if you wasn't there that day, you need to go back and watch the video for the one person that's going to watch it. Okay, this is the same one that we did, except it's for 30 years. We didn't do 15. So that's what they're asking for. A home mortgage of $150,000. R is equal to 0.03 for 30 years, and what monthly payments. Okay. So they're asking you to fill that out. That's not a big deal. Let's see, what else? Find the savings plan balance after 15 months with R is equal to 0.07 and monthly payments of $200. Okay, now I don't like this problem because they don't tell you what kind of savings plan it is. Okay. I assume, since you're making monthly payments, I assume this is the payments known. So in this problem, and I'm trying to go as fast as I can and slow as I can at the same time. In this one, your payment is known, and that's going to be 200. And R is equal to 0.07. And okay, 15 months. What is 15 months? 15 over 12, which is equal to 1, and 3 over 12, which is equal to 1.25. So T is equal to 1.25. Remember, what does T always have to be in?
Years.
Years. It always has to be in years, always. And N is equal to 12 because it says monthly payments. So this would go into 4C. This is 4C, payment known. And the only reason I think it's 4C, payment known, and not simple interest or compound interest is you're making monthly payments. And that's a savings plan. That's not compound interest or continuous interest. Next. I got like 2 minutes. All these are going to be about the same. Compound interest, simple interest, no. Compound interest, continuous interest, which is PERT, and your savings plans, payment known, payment not known, the depression section, and then there may be 1 or 2 questions on income tax. Compound interest. I'm not going to go through this because I already went through a compound interest. So mark this as a compound interest. I think this is about the 3rd one about compound interest. Credit card, that's 4D. %20 interest. N is equal to 12. T is equal to 3. Because you want to make monthly payments. There's your income tax, and we did one like this one because it said married filing separately. I believe it was Sarah, wasn't it? Because I remember telling y'all that my mother's name is Sarah with an H. We did one like this one, so it's in your notes. I don't pull any punches. Okay, there it is. There's the one where you got a tax owed. How much do you owe Uncle Sam? That's what they're asking for. Sarah is single and has a taxable income of $35,200. So she's in the 2nd bracket. And she's gonna, wait a minute, you gotta deduct $63.50 and $40.50. So $10,400. So that'll put you in $24,800 or something like that. So $24,800 will go in the 2nd one. So you're going to be $932.50, and then I done forgot it, $24,800, I think, minus $93.25 at 15%, and add those two together. Compound interest, I think that's the 4th one. Now, why am I pushing compound interest? Because that's what all the banks derive their formulas from. All the banks, as far as a savings account, not a savings plan, but a savings account, they always use compound interest or some derivation of continuous or compound interest. Credit card, there's your 2nd credit card question, probably your 4th or 5th depression question, meaning that you're going to be depressed after paying 16% interest. Compound interest, this is your 5th question. Another one, 6. Maybe I need to take those off. Credit card, that's about your 4th or 5th one. Y'all see, I am not pulling any punches. Calculate the monthly payment of a loan of $15,000 with a rate of 10% over a 4-year period. Okay, this looks like simple interest. So $15,000. I'll show you how to do this one right quick. And I know I'm out of time. but I'm going to show you how to do this one because we didn't do too many simple interest problems. I told you the story of my dad loaning money out, and that was about it. So 15,000 times 0.1. That means I'm going to move the decimal 15 right there. 15. So 1,500. Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm going to multiply it times 10%. So that would be one place over. So that would be, yeah, that'd be 1,500 over a 4-year period. Okay. So that would be 15,000 times 10%. Let me do that in my calculator. Well, and then you divide it. What's 4 times 12? You divide it by 48. Okay? You divide it by 48. I'm just going to put divided by 48 payments. That looks like a simple interest problem. Okay? I'm going to shut her off there, but I will go through, let's see, continuous, PERT, P-E-R-T, P-E to the R-T power. That's in 4B. Another tax problem. And that should be about it. Let's see. This is taxable income. I'm not going through the brackets, just before you go through the brackets. And that's it. Did Mr. Anderson come in? Or Adams? Yes, he did. Okay, does anybody have any questions, gripes, complaints?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have the same test, like similar test every year?
What do you mean?
Like if I go to like one of your past classes, could I see like the whole test and how
Oh,
to
yeah.
each problem?
Yeah, they're very similar. They may have different numbers and different order and different, yeah. You could go to the last, God almighty, you're being innovative.
Well, I do better on the test whenever I get like a rundown of exactly how it's gonna be. I don't know if it's cheating or not. I don't know, but
No, it's not cheating. That's
I
just
do
being
a lot
resourceful. That's what you do in real life. You become resourceful. You adapt and overcome. You don't sit in a corner and act like a recluse. You don't do that. That's very good, Miss Gill. You're gonna get an A for the class. All right.
Well, I hope
Yes,
so.
you can go to Math 103 for last semester and go over the Unit 3 review, and you could actually watch me go over, and I might go over it again Tuesday, okay? But if you wait till Tuesday, I would suggest trying it one time over the weekend. Tuesday, you only got like 5 or 6 hours because it closes midnight Tuesday. So I might go over it Tuesday with you again.
Okay. I kind of want to review it early too.
Okay.
So I'm gonna
So
see.
go ahead, and I'm going to shut down the, okay, let me make sure. I think I've only got Mr. Let me check right quick. The rest of y'all, if I called your name earlier, I think the only person I'm missing is Mr. Adams, I think. Hold on, let me look. Yeah, that's it. Rest of y'all, oh, we meet Friday, don't we? Yeah, I'll go over it Friday. Yeah, I'll go over it Friday. I don't know what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking y'all are the Tuesday, Thursday class. I'm sorry. All right, y'all get out of here and have a good day. I'll go over it Friday.
Okay, thank you.
See you. Bye-bye. And please make sure you leave the classroom so I don't have to throw you out, and then it'll say you were inactive.